I watch episode 25 of Pokemon every year because I watch every episode of Pokemon every year. In episode 25, Primeape goes bananas. Primeape has a valid response to repeated trauma. The episode opens with Professor Oak hosting the harems of Pokemon that he sent children to acquire on his behalf. Their true owners are all undetermined, except for Ash's Krabby, who acts as Oak's phone holder. Krabby could have filled Butterfree's vacancy 5 episodes ago. Ash still has a single empty spot on his roster. Krabby will never travel with its master. Instead, it acts only as a geriatric aid. Ash, who truly forgot about Krabby's existence, fishes for compliments from Professor Oak, who is unimpressed with Ash's lagging progress. Ash's foremost father figure openly compares him to his rivals, cajoling Ash to capture more Pokemon to add to his estate. Oak influences Ash to measure up to his actual family, inciting the small child's increasing inferiority complex and hanging up on him immediately after. Brock and Misty offer Ash some comfort food in the form of Brock's famous jelly donuts, made from rice, seaweed, and the limited worldview of America at the cusp of the 21st century. These desirable delicacies are described as being donuts 13 times throughout the episode, a baker's dozen of instances reinforcing this alternate reality, conditioning the adolescent audience to accept the conformity of foreign cultures. In the assimilation to the hackneyed and homogenized state of stagnation, all authenticity is lost. The great melting pot keeps everything bland and stale. Instead of learning about new things, this episode teaches us that learning itself is unnecessary. The only thing that's actually jelly is Ash, filled with the envy of others and the aplomb to reach his next literal milestone. Willing his goals into existence, a new Pokemon appears. Brock offers a generic food item to the Mankey, who eats it with enjoyment even though it doesn't have a mouth, until interrupted by Ash's attempt to achieve ownership. Mankey diverts the Pokeball with the vague consumable, and again Ash's Pokédex offers information that would have been helpful earlier. Bananas are now in motion. Unsuccessfully abided by an offering of more unidentified foodstuffs, Mankey mollywops Ash and takes his hat as its reward as Brock and Misty stand back and stand by. From atop a tree, Mankey taunts Ash, emulating his signature move as Ash looks on angered, battered, and head uncovered. Brock and Misty minimize Ash's emotions, and he has to justify his feelings to his only friends. Ash's hat is a rare, limited edition collector's item, a misprint no less, one of his most prized possessions that he does eventually replace several times. Enter the actual donuts, who are also influenced by their mentor to catch all of them except for Mankey. The repeat animal abuser repeats his animal abuse, triggering Mankey's evolution. That punt is his signature move. Who's that Pokemon? A donut. No tail, less fingers, slightly larger. Mankey's evolution to Primeape is the least drastic seen so far. Added to its scientifically accurate evolution is Primeape's prominent forehead vein that permanently pulsates through its fur, as well as some subtle jewelry Primeape loves to accessorize. Brock deduces that Primeape is just acting out because it's lonely, but he is incorrect about such sympathy and his deduction is deducted. Primeape proves to be unstoppable, but the vagrants still feel like this is their moment and take the time to dig themselves into a literal hole. Ash carelessly commands Pikachu, causing himself more harm. Primeape sees the life it would have under his care. None of Ash's Pokemon can match Primeape's level of physical anguish. None have endured an equal amount of constant hardship in every appearance except for one. Another donut. Charmander's signature move is its capacity for trauma, which Ash was was unaware of. Ash returned all of his other Pokemon before Primeape could fight back, but simply stood by as Charmander took hit after hit. Filled with nothing but rage, Charmander's flame burns to the beat of its heaviest of hearts, all so that Ash can get his hat back and capture another Pokemon to later neglect. Anger can come from many places. Most of the time it comes from many places consecutively. After holding it in for so long, the only way you see to get out is to act out. You see what you want to see. The battle is won, Primeape captured, and his hat recovered. Ash thanks Pikachu. Just Pikachu. Ash's first order to Primeape is to add injury to injury, setting another precedent of his willingness to cause violence to vulnerable human beings. But even though Ash is now its master, Primeape still continues to act against him, and Charmander looks on with anticipation. To be nice donut.